What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. In my last video I did a get ready with me video where I talked about Warped Tour, did my makeup and stuff. I hinted at a video essay that I had made and just not posted about So Happy. And 3 people actually told me, hey, I'd like to see that. So as promised, I'm doing it today. But before we get into that, I would like to thank you guys so much for 145 subscribers. I meant to catch it at 100, but I didn't, so better late than never. Thank you guys so much. I'm so happy to be here. All that being said, let's get into the video. If you clicked on this video, you may already know who So Happy is, but for people who don't, let me give you an introduction. So Happy was a beloved teen and tween lifestyle brand of the 2010s that was anchored in a positive message and prided itself on individuality. Clothing and plushes became pretty synonymous with the emo and scene community, not the way that Skull was, but it was kind of their prime audience because they were a sponsor for Warped Tour. It was something that we kind of didn't see at the time. It was so bright and unique, but now they're just gone. If you go on a lot of forums, stuff like r/roaring20s, you'll see people like, what happened to So Happy? Where'd they go? They seemingly just left without a trace. If you go on their social media accounts, you'll see absolutely nothing past 2016 or 2017, depending on the site. Before we get into what happened to them or why I think, let's get a little more into their history. The brand So Happy was made by a mother named Cindy Bailey in response to her son's bullying to give him some confidence. Bailey is also the founder of the company Art Impressions that deals with licenses like Skull and Milky Way and the Galaxy Girls. Obviously, first it was for her son, but then they moved to an audience mostly of teen girls, and it was to spread a message of be yourself as long as it's not harming anyone. I'm going to read out their first mission statement, which is pretty long, but bear with me. At the So Happy studio, we have a singular mission. Pay close attention here because it took us a while to figure out what it was. We were far too engrossed in creating cool, quirky characters and thinking of random fun things that make us happy. Where were we again? Oh right, the mission. Make cool stuff, embrace individuality, inspire acceptance among all beings, real or imagined. And so, wish-granting monsters, not-so-able-bodied defenders, cheerfully dysfunctional robots, and all sorts of oddities never contemplated by nature string forth from our collective consciousness, inspired by art, music, and generous doses of caffeinated beverages. In a remote region of the Earth, approximately 14 miles from the territory of Wallace and Futana, lies a magical place whose inhabitants have, by our standards, every disadvantage. They're peculiar, imperfect, occasionally even scary-looking, somewhat dysfunctional and largely unemployable, totally unable to obtain a credit card or a long-term cell phone contract. Most understood by those of us in the real world, you would think they'd be angry. But in fact, they are happy. You might even say, so happy. They've discovered a magical secret, that true contentment lies within. A world where everyone's not quite right, they're surrounded with love, kindness, and acceptance. And also, with really bizarre-looking stuff. I believe the world would be 100% better if everyone treated each other with kindness and respect. That love and acceptance of yourself is just as important as loving and accepting others. Our fictional world of wonder and weirdness exists to inspire and encourage people to embrace the goodness in life and approach every day as a gift and an opportunity. We are so happy to welcome you to our curiously delightful corner of the world, where anything is possible and where different is the new normal. Be lucky, spread love, live so happy. So Happy did a really good job at merging kind of real-world struggles with those cute cartoony monsters in a way to kind of, pad it out. This is an example of one of them, which I think he's super cute. This is Ozzy. I made him for this video back when I made it the first time. Something that I do regret to inform is that when I first scripted this video, it was before all the cyber attacks on the Wayback Machine. So some of the sources that I used, I just can't access anymore, and it's kind of disappointing. So for some things, you're just gonna have to trust me. So Happy made an array of products ranging from shirts, hoodies, pants, accessories, and even plushies. Later on, towards their demise, I may say, they started manufacturing purses with Loungefly and makeup in collaboration with Kelly Tea Garden Organics. I tried to get something of theirs for this video, but they are so expensive. If you go online, you'll see that they can range from maybe $10 for like a plate or up to $500 for a jacket. Actually, let's search right now. So we are on Depop. Let's type in So Happy Okay, yeah, we have $10 for this necklace right here, which is homemade. Very cute. $6 from these pins, which are homemade. And what we've been waiting for, $550 for one of their character hoodies. As you can see, people really want this stuff because this is in someone's bag right now. Now that you're familiar with the brand, if you weren't already, let's get into the timeline. As I said earlier, big thank you to the Wayback Machine for this, specifically Alexa Crawl's Alexa Web 2010 and Flub 2008 collection. Another thing to note is the way that the Wayback Machine works is the date it gives you is when it was crawled, when it was archived, not when it was necessarily made, so I don't have exact dates on these, just a ballpark range. This story starts on March 22nd when they made a video titled What Makes Since Forever So Happy. To those who aren't acquainted, Since Forever is a pop punk-ish band. They're not very big. They have like 1,000 listens on Spotify, but I really like them. It was kind of like a cool little positive video. They asked what makes them happy, they answer. It was cool. The following day, March 23rd, the first iteration of their site was crawled at socialhappyonline.com. At this time, they were already being sold in Hot Topic, which you could tell by going into their comments and like advertisements that they had on their site and stuff with Audrey Kitching. April 15th, they made the same type of video they made with Since Forever with Christopher Drew. And I point out Christopher Drew specifically because he was one of the ones that worked with them a lot more than others. They did concert stuff with him. He was one of their bigger sponsors. Some of the other artists that they worked with were artist and poet Breathe Carolina and Pierce Seville. Obviously, these aren't all of them. They did a whole bunch of videos, but those are just some of the big ones. Something else that they did early on in their YouTube channel was interviews that DJ Roxic, Rostar conducted. You know, I didn't watch any of them because I don't I don't like watching interviews, but they're still up, so you can still go do that. Eventually, they started making cartoons, which are very cute, also still up, but that was kind of their thing for a while. They went to music festivals, Warped Tour, Louder Than Life, I want to say. You know, they did booths there, they interviewed artists. They're very connected in the scene, is what I'm getting at. Something to mention that they were owned by the same people, Skull and So Happy, and we've all seen those Skull ads with all the bands that are so cute. I just wish they made them for So Happy because there's nothing out there for this brand. It's very sad. Going back to their roots, they also worked with a lot of charities. It wasn't always the same ones throughout their whole career, but some of their first ones were To Write Love on Her Arms, The Trevor Project, Music Saves Lives, Invisible Children, Skate for Cancer, Youthline, Changing Lives, ReachOut.com, and the Generation of Leaders Discovered. As far as they said, 10% of their proceeds went to these charities, which is very amazing. The first instance I saw of their plushies being sold online was September 24th of the same year, which I just don't think is true because they did sell them in person, so they had to have sold them online? I don't know. Okay, now let's jump 3 years to 2013. So Happy was sold to Entertainment One under their purchase of art impressions. Back when I first made this script, they were still called Entertainment One. They've now since been sold to Lionsgate, so they are Lionsgate Canada now. Back then, Entertainment One and Hasbro were kind of sister companies, I think. So it wasn't that weird that they were sold to Hasbro versus Lionsgate Canada. This is kind of around the time, 2013, 2012, that their business started to decline. In the following year, Entertainment One released a growth plan set for 2015 that would include 13 2-minute shorts and a new makeup line in collaboration with Kelly Tea Garden Organics. Ironically, you can see their decline in 2012, but that's also when they started being sold in Toys R Us. Now let's move on to the retailer purge. Don't just listen to me about them falling out of relevancy after 2012. You can see it in their retailers. When the site was crawled in 2013 on July 26th, you could see all of their usual retailers: Hot Topic, Tilly's, Journey, etc. When the page was next crawled on February 6, 2015, they'd lost 84% of their retailers, mostly the US ones. They went from 31 retailers to just 5 in the span of 2 years. At this time, which is probably unrelated, they had a switch between socialhappyonline.com and just socialhappy.com. After this, as I said in the beginning, radio silence. September 25th, socialhappy.org charity offline. October 2016, socialhappy.com unavailable. 2016, Facebook and YouTube last post. Fall 2016, Tumblr last post. Summer 2017, Twitter last post. And these weren't goodbye posts or anything, they were just normal posts. Anticlimatically, we'll never know what happened to them. I was thinking about asking Sydney Bailey herself, but I decided to respect her privacy and not do so. Now, if while I was talking you kind of had some ideas about what happened, drop them in the comments. I'll share mine though. I just kind of think that they stopped being popular and had to go out of business. If whatever killed them didn't kill them, I definitely think the end of Warped Tour would have got them because that's where they did bulk of their marketing. Could have been a bad business deal on the inside, a lack of passion from the people making it. Maybe the company they sold it to didn't see it as a good investment anymore. It literally could be anything. For you theorists, Dolls Kill currently has a listing right now for a So Happy jacket that isn't in stock at all, and it says that it will notify you. It says it's in collaboration with Loungefly, who originally did work with So Happy, so maybe this is just something they left up on accident. I don't know. Dolls Kill was never one of their retailers, so it could be coming back. I don't really like it. It's oversized. I don't like oversized stuff personally. But this has kind of been there for months at this point. It was there when I first made the script for this video, which was March, I believe. So if they were gonna come back, I think they would have done it by now, especially with everything that's been happening in the scene. If you really are itching for some So Happy stuff, you can pay $500 for a jacket. Personally, I would support people selling stuff that they made, like those pens and the necklaces. Honestly, I don't even really think it's that unethical to print your own shirts of theirs, but that's just my 2 cents. Not quite So Happy, but there are scene brands still alive right now. A lot of people kind of spend, I say this in every one of my videos, I'm such a broken record, people spend a lot of time looking at the past that they can't appreciate the present. Some good scene brands, some good 2020 era scene brands are Ride or Die and Bunny Guts. Bunny Guts is trying to get into Hot Topic, so you can totally help them do that by giving them your support. That's kind of all the information I have, and I'm so sorry if it's anticlimactic. The thing is, it's just so mysterious. There was really nothing for me to find. There was no deep dive. There was no deep for me to dive into, really. I still really hope that you liked this video. If you know anything, drop it in the comments. If you own So Happy merch, drop that in the comments. If you make homemade So Happy merch, drop that there too so other people can see it, so I can see it. I might want to buy it. If you got to this point of the video, drop a rainbow emoji for me or tell me what you're so happy about. Me? I have all 3 of these, and I'm so happy about that. Love you guys. Bye.